Hip hop was good, was good. Thank y'all for tuning in. This is the DagogetaTv. I'm your guy Deme D. This is where hip hop lives, and this is another episode right here of Diggin Wit Deme, where I have a bunch of different guests. This is a vinyl show. We talk about their 5 pieces from their collection. We have 3 we just talk about, a show-off piece, and then, a prized possession. So today, I got my guy from Queens. Queens in the building, you know what I mean? My guy Matthew B. So you do many things, so you just let them know what time it is. Thank you for pulling up today. Diggin Wit Deme.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. I'm so happy to be here, and I just love collecting records. So it's great to get to show off some of the stuff that I've been keeping tucked for a little bit. But I'm just a rapper from Queens, and try to dabble in everything that's part of the culture, so I can really immerse myself in it. So
yes.
That's just a little bit about me. But we get into the records though for sure.
No doubt, no doubt. And this is the place for that, because that's what I'm trying to do as well. Just immerse myself in other parts of the culture, be a part of it, represent it well. So we're gonna start 5 pieces again. If this is the first time you're seeing Diggin Wit Deme, we're gonna have 5 pieces out of your many out of your collection. I'm sure you have many. So the first 3 is 3 just give a quick story on whatever it is you want to say, where you bought it, the cover, whatever it may be. So what do you want to set it off with, my guy?
Real quick, I got an honorable mention, if I could.
Because
I had to talk not just about how ill this is, but how I got this. I just want to tell people what you could find if you're really patient.
That's what I'm talking about.
So I had to pull up.
We want the purple tape.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, the purple tape keep finding its way on Diggin Wit Deme.
And listen, I've seen a lot of people had this.
Yes.
But I just want to tell you guys something. I got this a year and a half ago at a record store for $5.
A year and a half ago?
For $5. And this is something that's like a staple in hip hop that I know people spend a lot of money on. And I got it for $5 because the place that I went didn't really have a lot of rap music and didn't care to look for it. And I got 4 classic albums, but to just walk into a spot and they had no hip hop and the only 4 hip hop things is 4 tapes. And one of those tapes is this.
Imagine that.
And he told me essentially he bought it from someone who looked like a drug addict. And he gave him $20. He got the 5 back. He was like, yo, you could return it if you want. He didn't know what he had. So you always got to check every store. You never know. You never know.
Well, what borough was that in?
That was in Brooklyn.
I should have known. Brooklyn definitely.
Brooklyn. But that was just something I wanted to say. Like, yo, you should always dig. You should always take your time and dig, because it's like, yo, to get something so ill for $5 is one of those days. I felt like I stole something.
Especially recently, because everything is marked up, man.
Yeah, that's why I went out of my way to say, like, post-COVID, collecting is crazy.
Everything is marked up.
To get, like, a staple for $5 is, So now we can get into
Raekwon the chef, Wu-Tang in the building.
We can get into one of the first talking pieces, staying with the Wu.
Okay.
Ooh. You know what I'm saying? One of my favorite joints ever. This was my grail. This was the record I wanted more than any other record in the world.
Supreme Clientele, second album.
Fucking revolutionary production and just the sound, even the cover. It's just like, this is crazy. This is just the swaggiest shit. Like the microphone on the back. Like,
yo, Heavy Rain, fuck my kicks up. Bitch started laughing. My first thought was beat the bitch up.
Right? Like, and yo, like just the free association, the raps, the beats, like everything about this shit. Like the Blueprint gets a lot of credit for bringing soul into hip hop, but there's a lot of soul on this album. And Kanye and Just Blaze both say that they were trying to make shit like this when they were making that. So there's a lot of influence out of this, and this is something that I got not too long ago, a few months back, and I went to the record store I always go to, which is Captured Tracks, and when I told them that this was the record I wanted more than any other record, they gave me a ridiculous discount. So it's just one of those things.
Ghostface Killer, Tony Starks, know what I'm saying? Mighty Healthy, one of my favorite songs.
Yo, that's like my favorite hip hop track. The beat, everything.
Take that body.
That body. Listen, but now I got something a little newer.
All right.
I got the special.
I don't even think I got
the special edition. Rock Marcy, Mount
He just came up earlier today. I was talking.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we got the.
I never even seen. I only seen the front. I never even seen the back before.
Yeah, this is one of those joints. It's like, it was rare. It was one I was really happy to come up on. See, it's still in the plastic. You're gonna find.
So just let them know this is Rock Marciano.
Rock Marciano, Mount Marcy, which came out like mid-COVID. I saw the first show I saw outside of COVID was this. It was him performing this in Sony Hall. And I was super hyped.
Sony Hall too. They always
be having some ill shit, and you get right up on. You know, you right there. You get right there, and you know, Rocky's one of the illest dudes doing it right now for a minute.
Absolutely.
And just the way he produces, the way he raps, it's like something you could really get behind and be a fan of. And his independent grind is like, I know I paid him directly for this. You feel me? I paid him directly for this. Like, he got my bread.
He's one of the people that laid it down. You know, as far as that.
He gets credit from the people who got influenced from him.
Because they know.
But he never gets the credit he deserves from the general public.
Because the people don't know, as far as, and I'm talking mainly the merch game and the tour game and shit like that. Like, he been on that independent ground, give it to him. There's a few other people too, but
you know, and the quality is strong. Like, that's the thing.
He's definitely
he's a leader in quality.
He's definitely a leader in that.
The music, the merch.
I'll give
like, yo, like this vinyl got like some stupid like turquoise marbling and shit. Like, it's not even straight black. Like, yeah, it's crazy. But you know, this is one of those ones I was happy to pull out for today. I got a juggernaut of an album. This one's one of my favorite joints of all time. When I started going to the gym, I listened to this every day at the gym.
Okay, that's Pop making another appearance. Okay,
original, all eyes on me.
Yeah, I see. Got the look like.
Well, you know what's the big difference? They all say digitally remastered right here. If you look at them, like I never even seen this without the digitally remastered.
Because that's what it says.
I never even see even the one online. It says digitally remastered. I never seen one like this.
Tupac, all eyes on me.
You don't gotta say enough about this album. This album is crazy. Like, this is the first really poppin' double disc hip hop album. So many fire records. Like, I can't even start to name them because even the album cuts are crazy. He made this shit in like 2 weeks. Like, but
Trading War Stories,
dude, that's such a low key heater, and people don't even. You know, Shorty at the store gave me this for a better price because she threw on the back of disc 4 and just was trying to show me the condition. And it's songs that are not like, you know, it's like the last like few songs are kind of like not mainstream.
Okay.
And I knew all the words, and she was like, "Oh, you really fuck with this shit." Because you know a lot of people be buying a resale. She's like, "Oh, nah, you good." And that's another thing. I'll buy it if the case is fucked up. I don't care because I want the music.
Yeah, still, I
want the music. Like,
and I'm understanding how much more important it is nowadays to actually have the physical music. Yeah. With the way how online is working and shit. Like.
And just like the fact that at any given time over a dispute that shit could get taken down.
It's wild to me because it was shit that I was going to listen and it was removed, or you know the time.
Or you gotta go to YouTube, or you gotta have it like some third party shady site.
I get it now. I get it.
Yeah, bro. And aside from just that, it's like some records have been watered down so much. Like that digitally remastered joint doesn't sound like this.
True.
So I've been listening to this sounding different my whole life.
That's a fact.
And now I'm hearing it, and it's like there's parts of the song that like the instrument is there, and I've never heard it before, and I know this album inside out. So, just another one. Thankful to have it.
That's the second piece right there. We in the build right there.
So now it's a flex piece.
Yes, we're gonna get to the flex piece right here. You know, for the other collectors, style on them queens in the building. You know what I mean?
I got the Dr. Octagon shaped vinyl.
I don't think I've never seen it. Yeah, definitely get a freeze frame with that so they can see that joint.
You know, that's
start with the cover right there.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I never seen an octagon shaped vinyl.
Nah.
And like, it's just Super Ill. This came out for Record Store Day a few years back. This album's crazy. Like, the production on this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Cool Keith's going crazy. Dan the Automator's going crazy. Yeah, and it's just like...
Just turn around one more time.
It's super fire. It's just one of those joints. It's like... You know, I never seen someone with this.
I never seen that.
I never seen someone with this. So I was super happy to get this. And like, it's just a classic hip hop album that's like for real underground heads.
It's definitely, you know, because he had his own cult following, Kooky. I never was big on Keith, but I respect his grind. He definitely put out a lot of work.
For sure.
And was consistent too.
He's not my favorite rapper, but I admire his creativity so much.
He definitely created. That's why I'm like, when people talk about these other type of like Tyler the Creator and all these other people, I'm like, dog, it's been dudes like Kool Keith around, and I'm not even gonna get into all that.
Nah, for sure. But you know what? It's because people don't do their homework. People don't people don't know.
Doom types, like it's been those type of types.
For sure. Like, it's just you a victim of what you expose yourself to.
So see, a salute to that one right there. That was definitely a flex piece.
Thank you.
The case was crazy because the cover itself was fire, but
yeah, but knowing that it got that case is crazy. All right, so now.
So this is the prized possession. I know it's one of many, but the prized possession.
So for me, that is definitely this one.
I'm curious now.
Which is Covert Coup by Currency the
Alchemist.
Alchemist.
Spin in the building.
But signed by the Alchemist.
Ooh, ALC.
So this one's like an original pressing of it that me and my boy got. You can see it's numbered 308 out of 500. And I was lucky enough to, you know, Alchemist was in town doing a signing. And so I just walked up on him.
Fire. So in town where?
He was at Smash, the burger spot in Manhattan.
In Manhattan.
And so yo, it was like he was just popping up to do some collab on the burger. He was doing a signing. You didn't have to buy nothing or nothing. You just pull up, get your shit signed.
They do shit like that.
I walked down the block and I had to go get something from the car. And when I was coming back, I seen him off to the side smoking. Like the line is here. He's over here, like tough. I seen him. I was like, yo, man, like here. And I gave him a sealed thing of pre-rolls that I had. And I was like, you smoke that at your leisure. I'm gonna get back online. Like I'll see you. When he went to sign it, he remembered. He was like, yo, you blessed me with that weed. I really needed that. Like, you know? Yo, so it was super dope. So I was super hyped to get this. You know what I mean? This is always going to be probably like my most prized possession. One, because it's one of my favorite albums.
I'm about to say, this
album is crazy.
This is before Currency done dropped so much shit since then.
This, crazy.
But when this dropped though, this was one of them ones.
And I think this was like the second time the Alchemist really did like a whole album.
Yeah, they both done dropped. You know what I mean? Yeah, because
he did this shit with Damogenesis.
That was,
and then he did this right before it, I think.
Damo shit is fire.
That shit's crazy. Yeah.
And no idols. Oh man.
And then he did this shit, and like I'm a big Currency fan.
And he had the shit with P, right? P was before his,
I think that was right after. Cause I think that was like 2015. The shit he did with Peter Albert Einstein.
No, yeah, that too. But didn't he do Damn, my shit! I can't remember my nigga. I'm sorry, P. The fuck with Nicola the Nail on it?
I'm drawing the blank.
I can't believe I'm doing P30 like that. Alright, so we just go after. Just have to do a P30. Yeah, Alchemist. But this was definitely before a lot of the shit they did. So yeah, this is a dope one, man.
And it's just like a foundational part of both of their careers. So super. Even the cover, like everything about this is just like super special.
Salute to Currency, the spinner, man. Salute to ALC. Definitely a dope collection, man. Again, got my guy Matthew B. Queens in the building. Letting them know you're definitely an official collector and an artist as well. Definitely enjoy the stories. Make sure y'all tap in with them. Make sure y'all tune in. You already know it's Deme D in the building.